Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another scrapbooking process video, and today I am using the My Mind's Eye in Bloom collection, and I am scrap lifting once again the wonderful Chamel. So this is my inspiration layout. I really liked her design because it looked like there were lots of big layers, but they were layered in such a way I felt like I could accomplish it using my 6x6 paper pad. So I pulled out a whole bunch of papers here, and I'm just going to start trying to get the framework of these larger layers down, and then it'll be kind of easier once I get down to the smaller layers. I'm starting with this cream and gold polka dot 6x6. I'm going to try to cut this into 4 pieces and have that be the large square layer that you see in her layout, and then from here I'm just going to try and use all my other layers to fill in these gaps. So I do this a lot when I'm trying to work with scraps or these smaller paper pads, and it's always really fun to see a full layout come together that appears like there's more paper than there is when all you really had was a mini pad. So that's why I'm really having fun this month. But I'm starting off with this American Crafts Black Wood Grain Pink. I've had this paper in my background in my stash for a while, just because I thought it was a really cool wood grain. You guys know I love all the wood grains, and I've been hoarding this one, but I needed a 12x12, and I figured this layout was probably going to be more of a black and white page with maybe some pops of the pink that are in this collection, so I figured it'd be a really good 12x12 to use. I found out after I finished this page that I actually had a couple 12x12s from this collection that has been lost in my stash for who knows how long. But it's okay. I really like how it looks on this paper with the black wood grain plank. But I'm just trying to lay out the paper layers in the way that Chamel had them. It just adds an extra kind of puzzle when you have to try and figure out how to do it with smaller bits. But it works out pretty well. I'm inking everything in black, especially because there's a lot of these cream on cream papers. And by inking the edges in this black, you can really define all of the different paper edges. That helps with the layeriness. It also helps all of these papers that are kind of the same color not just blend together. So I'm trying to remember to ink everything. But once again, I'm using a stripe as the long horizontal bit. That way it's kind of harder to see that it's pieced together because the stripes are matched up. You can kind of see a little bit if you really are paying attention where the seam is. But for the most part, that stripe is pretty cohesive. Where I tried to line up the 2 scraps because obviously I'm using a 6x6 paper pad and I needed something that ran almost all the way across the page. So I'm trying to glue down as I go once I kind of know where these bits are, because there's going to be a lot of little pieces shifting around, and the more I can glue down, the easier it will be on me down the line. But this photo is one of the photos from when I worked with Cavalia Edicio. I just took a photo of a couple of the horses getting a pre-show bath. So all the horses get a shower, a bath before the show. One, to just make sure they're clean and they didn't get dirty while they're out in the paddock or in their stall or whatever. But also because we keep all the manes and tails braided to protect them from getting dirty, getting broken, getting matted, that kind of thing. But for the show, we want all the mane and tails to look natural, so we bathe them so we can get the mane and tail wet so they can air dry and look more natural. So just took a photo of a couple of the horses getting their pre-show bath, and then they always get a bath after the show as well, just to get all the sweat off of them, to make sure their manes and tails are still clean and then to be re-braided. Also, the arena is sand, so you want to make sure to get all the sand off of them before they go back to their little beds. So that's all I'm trying to document here. And again, just trying to get these layers down pretty much how Chamel had them, trying to use a combination of these papers. I'm really trying to burn through this paper pad. This paper pad has been in my stash for a while. I got the In Bloom paper pad, the 6x6, and a couple 12x12 sheets when I got the My Mind's Eye box of goodies a while ago. And it's not really a collection I would have picked out for myself, but it was included with a lot of other collections that I really bought the box for. So I figured I might as well use this since I had it. So I'm really trying to burn through this pad on this layout. I think I probably have enough to try and squeeze out one more pad or one more layout out of this pad, especially since I found a 12x12 of this collection. So We'll see if I can work with that or not, but I'm definitely pleased with how much I got used up on this one. Billy, what are you doing? Come here. I'm voiceovering in bed today because Marcus is hanging out with friends and they're kind of being loud in the other room, so I kind of barricaded myself in the bedroom so I can get some voiceovers done. But Billy thinks that it's snuggle time and he keeps rolling around on the bed if you hear that in the background. But yes, I'm just going to do a couple layers around my photo. I trimmed this photo down because there's a lot of just wasted space. And I figured the smaller the photo is, the more mats I could get around it with these smaller scraps. So I did a pink layer just to pull in the pink of this vertical background layer. Just I didn't want that to be the only pink on the page. And then I did another black and cream matte behind that. And I think I'm pretty happy with how those layers look. I do want to do a little bit of embellishment. Definitely need to do some journaling and a title. And I have some chipboard from it's called Yes Please. I forgot who made the collection, but it was a wedding collection from a while ago, and I have some chipboard that's gold, black, and cream that I'll pull onto this layout, but because it has gold and a couple of these papers have gold, I wanted to pull gold in with the title. So in gold, I just did bath time, and then in white, I'm going back and saying pre-show. Billy, lay down. Lay down. He's like circling on the bed trying to find a comfortable spot to lay down. You're being a goober. But yeah, so that's my title. I like how I pulled gold up there and it kind of fills in that empty space that was kind of stuck at the top there. And now I want to do a little bit of layering so I can get my embellishment down. I thought pulling in a black tag and a white doily would again emphasize my color scheme, but add some more layery details that were kind of more interesting. Everything's very blocky right now, very square corners and everything, so adding that doily and a tag really helps with that. So I'm going to tuck those in there. I'm going to add some black and white twine into the tag too, just to continue with the color scheme. And so I'm going to try to get that down. I like what that adds too, and I wanted a little something in front of that pink because it's a very bold pink vertical bit there, and I just wanted to cover a little bit more of it since it's very in your face anyways. But here's all those chipboard bits. I'm just trying to find a couple I can use. I'm trying to get 2 or 3 on here. I ended up going with 2 because I figured the title kind of reads as one of my embellishment / focal point areas, so I figured if I could get 2 of these chipboard pieces on there, it could create that visual triangle. So I have this one that says wonderful. I think that fills out the space to the left of the photo really nice, and then I have this little tab here that I'm going to put in the bottom right hand corner just to create that visual triangle. And then I did want to do some journaling, so just with some white down here at the bottom, I am writing, the horses get a pre-show bath to let down their manes and make sure they are all clean for their performance. They also get a post-show bath and massage for a job well done. We always keep their mane and tail in braids other than the show time to keep them clean and not free. So yeah, these horses, they're like the most spoiled horses ever. We have I keep saying we, I mean Cavalia. I'm obviously just a temporary employee here for 1 month during all of these photos, but Cavalia has a equine masseuse that travels with them, so all these horses get daily massages, and you know, they're spoiled rotten, and you know, they're on the road performing for a month, and then they get a couple months off while the tent is being set up somewhere else. So they are living the good life, and they also have way more horses than they actually use in each performance, so the horses get rotated days off as well, so they're not performing every single night. Because that's a question I always got when I worked here too about the horses. So they are definitely very well taken care of and definitely not overworked. They love what they do. And then I went through my stash and I found these gold word stickers, so I'm just adding a couple of those on here too, just for a little more bling. I said fab, dream, you are beautiful, and indeed. And I think I'm going to go in with some white Nuvo drops. You saw me add some gold color shine just to brighten up that background a little more. But that is it. So here are the close-ups. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.